The Tower of Wistoria, wand and sword, doesn't function like a regular building, which is why so many people get confused. In this video, we explain how the floors, subspaces, central pillars, shields, and illusions that distort perception inside the tower actually work. A clear and in-depth analysis that reveals why the tower is larger on the inside, why the fights seem to happen inside and outside at the same time, and how it all forms part of a single living system. The Tower of Wistoria seems simple at first glance. A gigantic structure, divided into several floors, each holding challenges more dangerous than the last. But as the story progresses, it becomes clear that this tower doesn't function like a regular building. In fact, understanding the Tower of Wistoria requires abandoning the traditional idea of space. Each floor of the tower is not just a physical floor stacked on top of another. Each floor is an independent subspace, its own dimension created and maintained by the magic of the tower. That's why, even on the first floor, characters can traverse open areas, see the sky, floating castles, and even the tower itself in the background. They are not outside. They are inside a world contained by the floor. At the center of each subspace is a core, usually visually represented as a tower, a pillar, or a monumental structure. This core is not merely decorative. It functions as the connecting point between the floors, the mechanism that allows advancement to the next level. Entering the tower, in this case, doesn't mean walking through internal corridors. It means traversing a dimensional transition. It's as if each floor were a separate map, and the central tower were the portal connecting them all. This also explains why the size of the tower seems to change all the time. In some scenes, it appears gigantic. In others, strangely small. This isn't an artistic error. It's dimensional perspective. The tower we see doesn't represent the actual size of the subspace. It represents the anchor point of that floor. The surrounding space can be tens, or hundreds, of times larger than the exterior suggests. Now, let's talk about the shields. The tower's shields don't just serve to protect the physical exterior of the structure. They stabilize the subspaces. They are barriers that prevent floors from colliding, merging, or collapsing. When these shields begin to break, what's happening isn't just a visually impressive attack. It's a structural collapse. That's why we see effects happening on multiple floors simultaneously.
Guardians awakening.
Pillars reacting.
Lights changing.
The entire tower responds as a single organism. And speaking of guardians, each floor has its own defense mechanisms. Some are sentient entities. Other systems are automatic ones activated when the balance of the subspace is threatened. The pillars we see emerging on different floors are not independent towers. They are extensions of the central system. They exist to channel energy, summon guardians, or reinforce local stability. And then comes the most important detail.
The illusions.
The tower doesn't show everything as it really is. It distorts perception, scale, and distance. This isn't just to confuse the characters.
It's to test us inside.
Those who can't distinguish appearance from reality are eliminated early.
The tower doesn't just want brute force. It wants understanding.
That's why much in Wistoria seems confusing at first glance. Not because the story is poorly explained, but because the tower was built to not be easily understood. In the end, the Tower of Wistoria isn't just a physical challenge. It's a filter, a living system that selects, shapes, and destroys. And now that its defenses are being pushed to the limit, the secrets it hides are beginning to emerge. Understanding the tower is the first step. Surviving it is another story.